Hey guys, come on downstairs. We are playing a little Minnesota Twins franchise here on Mama's Basement. It's year 3, regular season. Games 36, 37, and 38 against the Detroit Tigers from Target Field. First game of the series, Kyle Gibson goes against Shane Green. We're coming in at 21-14, the Tigers at 16-18. And the Tigers starting lineup, batting first, Dexter Fowler, Ian Kinsler, Miguel Cabrera, Justin Upton batting cleanup, Russell Dillard, the DH they got from the White Sox last season, Nick Castellanos, Saltalamacchia Iglesias, and the right fielder is Charlie Christian. Our batting order, Byron Buxton, Eduardo Nunez, Eddie Rosario. Cleanup hitter is Miguel Sano. Luis Valbuena, the third baseman. Devin Mesoraco behind the plate. Danny Santana, James Loney at first, and Jorge Polanco at second. We start this game off in inning number 1 with Dexter Fowler at the plate, batting .276 on the season, facing Kyle Gibson. Third pitch of the game, and Dexter Fowler cranks this one to deep right field in the power alley. A solo home run for Dexter Fowler, and the Tigers jump out 1-0 with a leadoff home run from Fowler. On to the third inning now. Eddie Rosario steps in. He's 1 for 1 on the day, batting .238 on the year with 2 home runs, and nobody on. And Eddie Rosario, drives this one to left field. Justin Upton goes up, can't bring it back in, and you are hereby circled, young man. It is a solo home run in the third inning for Eddie Rosario, and that ties the game up at 1. Inning number 4 now here on Mother's Day. Justin Upton, 0 for 1 on the day. 1-2 count with nobody out. Here's the delivery, and this one is headed towards the bullpen, and that one is long gone. It actually hits the facade up there above the bullpen. 429-foot home run, and Kyle Gibson is getting stung here against the Tigers in the opener. End of the fourth inning is 2-1. Tigers with the lead. We go to the fifth. Eduardo Nunez steps in. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. He's batting .357 on the year with runners on first and second and 1 out. And Nunez grounds it to third, on to second, on to first for the double play. Nicely turned by Detroit. At the end of 5, the Tigers have 2 runs on 3 hits. The Twins have stranded 7, 1 run on 8 hits and 1 error. We go to the 6th inning now. Russell Dillard at the plate with 1 out, a runner on first, and Russell Dillard crushes this one deep to right field. He does not hit for average, but when he gets a hold of it, it goes a long way. 7th home run of the year for Dillard, and it's 4-1 Detroit. And the Tigers go on to win the game by that score, 4-1. Tigers lead the season series now 3-2. We fall to 21-15. Kansas City and Detroit are 3.5 games behind us at 17-18. Eddie Rosario 2 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. James Loney goes 3 for 4. He continues to hit the ball very well. Dexter Fowler 2 for 4 with a home run and RBI. Russell Dillard 1 for 4 with a home run. Shane Green gets the win, and Kyle Gibson gets the loss. Game number 2 of this series, 37th game of the regular season. This time, Alex Meyer takes on Jordan Zimmerman. Zimmerman's 0-6. Alex Meyer's 2-3 with a 3.56 ERA. Alex Meyer's like 6'10", 6'11" or something. He's huge. You can see his head out of the top of the screen there. Starting lineup for us in this game: Buxton, Nunez, Rosario, Sano, Loney, Vargas, the DH, Mesoraco, Polanco, and Alexi Amarista will start at second. The starting lineup for the Tigers: Jose Iglesias at shortstop. Charlie Christian moves up into the 2-hole. Dexter Fowler batting third. Justin Upton, Castellanos, Kinsler, Victor Martinez will play first base today. Russell Dillard is the DH, and behind the plate is Jared Saltalamacchia. We're going to get highlights started here in the 4th inning with Devin Mesoraco at the plate. With runners on the corners and 2 outs, Jordan Zimmerman still on the hill. Here's the delivery, and Mesoraco drives this one high to center field. Going back is Dexter Fowler, and he makes the catch on the run, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. At the end of 4, we still have no score here at Target Field. We move on to the 5th now. Jared Saltalamacchia up, and Salty's got nobody on and 1 out, and he swings and misses at the Alex Meyer fastball, elevated fastball there. And he could not get to it. just up out of the zone above the letters. Jose Iglesias steps in now. 0-1 count with 2 outs. Now an 0-2 count. Facing Alex Meyer. And the delivery, the breaking ball freezes him. Iglesias strikes out looking at the end of the 5th. The game is still scoreless. We got a pitcher's duel going on here in Minneapolis. James Loney steps in now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. His batting average is still above 400. Of course, he hasn't had as many at-bats as most players. And he drives it to the right side, and it's going to one-hop to Ian Kinsler. He goes on to Victor Martinez at first for the out. And we continue to play old-school pre-live ball era baseball here in game number 2 of the series. Jared Saltalamacchia now up with 2 outs. Runners on the corners, and Salty grounds it to short. And the throw on to first retires the side, middle of 7. Tigers no runs on 4 hits. The Twins no runs on 3 hits. Byron Buxton in now in the bottom of the 7th with the bases loaded and 1 out. The chance to do some damage, and Buxton lines it just out of the reach of Ian Kinsler. And that is going to break the scoreless tie. And Buxton puts us on top 1-0 here in game number 2. We head to inning number 8 now. Aaron Thompson on for the Tigers. He's 0-3. This is his 16th appearance, a 5.87 ERA. We are in the 8th with 2 outs and the bases loaded. And Alexi Amarista draws the walk from Thompson. And that will bring Luis Valbuena across the plate and give the Twins a 2-0 lead. For Byron Buxton now with 2 outs, a 1-0 count. Here's the delivery from Thompson, and Buxton floats this one into center. Dexter Fowler was playing deep. He's going to catch it on a hop, but 2 runs are going to come in to score. That's the 3rd RBI of the day for Byron Buxton, and the Twins win this 4-0 to even the season series up at 3 games apiece. Ian Kinsler was 2 for 4 with a double for the Tigers. Russell Dillard 1 for 3. Jordan Zimmerman went 6 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 1 run, had 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. Alex Meyer goes 7 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts on the day. Buxton 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. We head to the final game of this 3-game series, game number 38. We're at 22-15. The Tigers at 17-19. Alex Wood goes for us. He's 3-2 with a 3.29 ERA, and we will face Anibal Sanchez, who is 3-2 for the Tigers. Our starting lineup: Eddie Rosario, Jorge Polanco, Kenys Vargas, Miguel Sano, the DH, Luis Valbuena at third, Danny Santana in right field, Bonifacio in center, giving Buxton the day off, John Ryan Murphy playing the day game after the night game, and Amarista. The Tigers batting order: Dexter Fowler leading off, Kinsler at second, Miguel Cabrera batting third, Justin Upton cleanup, Castellanos, Scott Van Slyke in right field, Brendan Holt the DH, Jose Iglesias, and I think the last one was Saltalamacchia maybe? I didn't see it. Bottom of the 2nd inning now. Emilio Bonifacio with a 3-2 count and 1 out, runners on first and second. With a 3-2 count, that is his 4th pitch that he's fouled off. And that would be his 5th pitch that he's fouled off, making Sanchez work, and he finally gets one to his liking and lines it into left center field, and that is going to plate a run and put the Twins up 1-0. As you can see, in the entire at-bat that went 11 pitches, he only chased 1 out of the strike zone, fouling it off up above the letters. So it's 1-0 Twins. We go to the 4th inning. Miguel Cabrera steps in now. With a runner on first and nobody out, Cabrera with a little soft fly ball to right field. Coming in is Danny Santana. It's going to bounce over his head. It takes a high hop. Santana misplays it. Run's going to come in to score. And Cabrera basically walks into second with a double. 9th double of the year for Miguel Cabrera. Nick Castellanos now walked in his first plate appearance. Cabrera is on third with an 0-2 count. And here is the delivery, and Castellanos grounds it to the right side. Diving play made by Amarista on to first for the out, but Cabrera will come across to score. And at the middle of the 5th inning, Tigers lead at 2-1. We move on to the 5th now. Miguel Sano steps in with 2 outs. The Tigers now leading 3-1, and Miguel Sano is going to line it back up the middle. Runner's going to round third and head to the plate, and he gets a late start, but he will make it. And that cuts the lead to 3-2. RBI leaders on the year, Miguel Sano is among them. Luis Valbuena steps up now. Runners on first and second, and Valbuena drives this one deep to left field. That one is back. Justin Upton gets to the wall, and he runs out of real estate. A 3-run home run gives the Twins a 5-3 lead as we head to the 8th inning. Brandon Kinsler on now, making his 16th appearance, a 4.15 ERA. And he will face Dexter Fowler, who is 0 for 4 on the day. He's got runners on first and second with 2 outs. Here's the delivery from Kinsler. And Dexter Fowler goes the opposite way down the third baseline and into the left field corner. It is dug out there by Eddie Rosario. Here comes the relay. And the plate at the plate is not in time. The run comes in to score. A 2-run double for Dexter Fowler at the end of the top of the 8th inning. It is 9-6 now in favor of the Tigers. Bottom of the 8th. Runners on second and third. A line drive into center field. It's going to one-hop the center fielder. And Kenys Vargas has a pair of RBIs. It's 9-8 now with a runner on first, 2 outs. Miguel Sano at the plate. He represents the go-ahead run, and Miguel Sano strikes out and leaves the Twins 1 run short. The Tigers would go on to score 3 in the top of the 9th anyway, and Detroit wins at 12-8. So they lead the season series 4-3. We still lead the American League Central Division at 22-16. The Royals are 18-19, as are the Tigers, 3.5 back. The Indians at 5 back, and the White Sox are 7 back in the American League Central. Brandon Kinsler gets tagged with the loss in that one. All right, we've got some roster adjustments to make following that game. We are going to make some changes, and we've got a trade to announce. The Twins are going to receive starting pitcher Domingo Tapia, third baseman Eudor Garcia, and to the Mets will go starting pitcher Irvin Santana. This was pretty much just a salary dump. Irvin Santana making $13.7 million this year, and those 2 minor leaguers were making $125,000. So the Mets take on the salary. Tapia, 26 years old, from the Dominican Republic. His potential is a C. He throws a sinker, a changeup, slider, and a 4-seam fastball. Fairly good stamina, decent velocity and arm strength, but probably a career minor leaguer. Eudor Garcia, probably the same. He's a 23-year-old from Venezuela. He's a little bit younger, could improve, has maybe a little bit more of an upside than Tapia. Decent arm and accuracy. So mostly just a salary dump to try to open up a spot, as we're going to start putting more emphasis on our young players that are the future of our franchise. So there's a look at the American League standings. The Yankees, the Twins, and the Rangers all lead their respective divisions. Over in the National League, the Nats are 26-10, 5.5 games ahead of the Phillies. Pirates, just a half a game ahead of the Cards. And in the West, the Dodgers and the Gigantes are all tied up, with the Rockies a game and a half back, the Padres 3 back, and the D-backs 3 back. The Braves are already 15 games off the pace in the National League East. And that is it for Minnesota Twins franchise, episode 119. Up next, we are back on the road. No, actually, I'm sorry. We are at home for one more series, a 3-game series against the Boston Red Sox from Target Field, and that will be in Minnesota Twins franchise, episode number 120.